My beautiful people. There we go. Hello, my beautiful people. Georgia here once again for education. Tonight, there's something I want to talk about. I want to talk about the universal law of relativity, but there's more to it than just that. Now, Gordon, one of our beautiful people here in the group, has just shared something really, really gold, which is super true, right? When we focus on money, right? And as we were talking with Allison before, when we focus on money and we just want the money because we need it for something, there's a lower purpose there. There's not an intention there that has an emotion connected to it. The emotion that's connected to it is almost like survival, okay? And when you are in survival, your vibration is low because what you're going to attract to you is exactly how you feel. Okay. And does everyone here notice that in your whole life, everything always works out? Everything always works out. Yeah, because it does. It is a universal law, right? It does. So why I picked the law of relativity is because now this is really big. So many people have a lot of things that happen to them. Someone dies in the family, they have a breakup, or they can't afford to pay something, or whatever it is, they're going through something, a challenge of some sort. Okay. Now, I brought on a client not long ago who 10 years ago, someone had passed away. And Malcolm, they needed you. 10 years ago, someone passed away, and the siblings are still fighting 10
Oh,
years. So, what that is saying is that they are stuck 10 years ago. Now, the law of relativity is this, okay? This is my way of explaining it. And I want you guys to just put your imagination here a little bit on the table and let go of any beliefs, that this is how it is, no, that's wrong, or whatever. Just open your beautiful minds for one moment and just imagine, just use your imagination. Then let's just say this is where you are when you were born, and this is where you need to get to be in purpose, okay? Now, in between, okay, now I believe in God and I'm going to say it. Our path has already been laid out for us, okay? All the events that we need to go through in our lives, like, losing people, struggling financially, relationships, health, everything has all been placed there. So, what if, okay, what if something happens to you? And instead of reacting, because the secret to life is learning to be calm, to move faster. What if, whenever this event, whatever it is in your timeline, happens to you, and you just stopped for a moment, feel what you need to feel? If it's anger, frustration, sadness, guilt, hurt, whatever it is, feel it, and then just step aside, become the observer, and say, okay, it is what it is. Life's happening for me right now. Where to next? Let me tell you, it's magical, guys. Everything changes because the law of relativity, everything goes down must come up. Everything is always moving. Nothing is ever dead strong stuck there. So if that happens, right, and you turn around, you say that, and you turn around and you focus on what the next step is, or you focus on, again, your feelings, step into the feeling of happiness, love, gratitude, because that is what you are reflecting out into the world, and that's what you're going to get more of. Okay. That is what you're going to get more of. What you cause and effect, what you put out comes back to you. So I can guarantee you, I would know everyone's results and how everyone's going on by looking at the results in your life. And you can too. But looking at the results that you have in your life, that tells you a lot about you. And you're all exactly where you need to be. Don't get me wrong. And you're all amazing, right? I just went through something a couple of weeks ago and I stopped and I said, yeah, it is what it is. And it bloody freaking works. A client of mine not long ago. So, anyway, let me get back to that client of mine who was stuck 10 years ago is no longer stuck. She's let it go. And by letting go, all of a sudden, this happened within 2 weeks. After 10 years, 2 weeks, all the money got sorted. So we create our world. Another client of mine, I went and I actually saw her and I bumped into her. And there was a woman with her and they were having a coffee. And I said, how are you? We're talking. And the other woman looked really sad and down. And I could just tell and I can see, and she goes, sit down with us and have a chat. She goes, Georgia, you need to have a chat with my friend here. And now this poor, beautiful woman, it was a Tuesday and she had to pay her rent on the Friday and she did not have the money to pay the rent. And she was stressing out where to find it, where do I have to. So I told her to do exactly this. I said, honey, but what if you did have the money? But she goes, I don't. And I said, but I want you to just use your imagination. What if you did have the money? How would you feel? How would that make you feel? She goes, oh my gosh. She goes, that would make me feel amazing. And I said, okay, so what I want you to do is this. I want you to turn your back on that worry. Just turn your back or whatever it is. I give my worries to God. That's me. I say, here you go. God, take my worries. I don't need them. I can't hold them anymore. They're yours to do what you wish with. Whoever it is, whatever it is, turn your back against it and turn around and say, okay, feel the freedom, just turn your back on it and just say, it is what it is. Life's happening for me now. I had to go through this event. It's happening for me. Time to move on to the next event. So guess what happened, girls and gentlemen? Before Friday, she got a promotion at work and was given a bonus for her amazing work. You know, the power of this, and this is stuff that I love teaching my clients. They're so stuck in life, but that's okay because we all get stuck in life. Oh my gosh, I've grown up in poverty thinking. My dad died when I was 6, 3 little girls. We had nothing. I had to let go of all those beliefs that I had, which weren't even mine. They were placed there when I was a child. So when we can start to learn to do all this, and I want you all to practice this. Everything that happens to you this week, try to practice this. Just allow yourself, okay, try not to react because this is the secret to life. Being calm, so when you're able to stay calm and peaceful and beautiful, you're in this the state of receiving, because when we're calm and happy, that's receivership right there, right? And when we're able to become, we move forward so friggin' fast. And I've got stories I can tell you about me. I wanted an extra $10,000 one week in my business. And I said, right, this week it was a week when I first started testing all this stuff out, I got to see if, does it work? Does it, this was oh my God, so long ago. And I turned around and I said, all right, I want to manifest $10,000 by the end of the week, extra on top of what I make. That's what I want. I want $10,000 extra. Anyway, and I sat there and I envisioned it and I felt it like I already had it. I put the emotion into what I wanted. And by the end of the week, I had $9,750. And I said, I'll take that. So this is the thing. There's 3 types of goals. The first one is the ones you know how to do, which is if you want to buy a car, I want to buy a car by the end of the year. You know what to do. You know how to get it. That's great. The second type of goal is the ones you think you can get, right? You think you know how to get. Like you go to uni to be a doctor. You're going to be the best doctor in the world. You think you're going to be the best doctor in the world. You studied something. You learned something. I can do this. You think you can. And the third goal is only 5% people ever go into that goal. And that third goal is the goals that you don't know how the heck you're going to get them. Get into that goal, people. Start with little goals and allow yourself to do these 3 things. When something happens to you this week, a client of mine, I had a session with her and I did this with her and I did a little bit more of a process with her. That same day, she manifested. She went off the session with me and her boyfriend says to her, oh, I want you to have a beautiful weekend this weekend. He says, I want you to do something that, because she had a fear bus of driving. And I did a session with her and it was gone. And she's driving all over the place and her boyfriend is so happy. So he says to her, I want you to have the best weekend ever. And she goes, I wanted to go and see this band that was playing, but I don't have any money in my online account to buy it. He goes, that's okay, I'll pay for you. So she goes online to book the 2 tickets for her and her boyfriend. As she went on to check out, thinking she's going to need her boyfriend's guess what happened? She had the exact to the cent amount of money in her online account that she needed to pay for the tickets. Now I know this sounds a bit woo-woo, but let me tell you, I cannot emphasize, this is the key to everything. This is so powerful. And Gordon, who was sharing before, this is why you've had success in your life, Gordon, because that's the magic. And I'm going to use the word magic. It's not really magic. It is our right. It is who we are. It is what we can do, and we're not educated to do this. So the law of relativity, I want you guys to do this. When something happens, anything at all, and you start to react, I want you to remember Georgia and say, okay, what would Georgia say right now? Feel what you have to feel. If it's anger, frustration, hurt, whatever you want to call it. It's just a label on an emotion. That's all those names are. When you feel this, stop and say, okay, turn around and say, life is happening for me right now. The exact words, for me, not to me. The ones that say life, this is happening to me, I'm feeling this because of that, are the ones that are stuck below the line. You're causing that. I was one of them, let me tell you. How did I learn all this? I had to go through all of it, right? I'm very congruent to what I do because I need to test everything out and learn it before I teach it. And it works. And tell yourself, life's happening for me right now. Where to next? I had an executive client that I had. She had a to-do list. She came up to me. We were on Zoom and she goes, oh my God, I got too much to do. I can't this. And I said, whoa, 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 stop. And she was in the office. And I said, stop. I said, show me the list. She showed it. And I said, I want you to rip it up. And she goes, I can't do that. I said, yes, you can. She goes, Georgia, I can't do that. And I looked at her and I said, you pay me to get your results, correct? And she says, yes. And I said, rip, excuse my French, the effing thing up. And she turns around and she goes, oh my God, oh my God. She's like this, she's sweating. It was a to-do list like this. She ripped it up and I go, no, 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 in little tiny pieces. And she ripped it up in tiny little pieces. And she's like, I can't believe it. She goes, I can't remember everything that's on there. And I says, okay, so now what I want you to do is go to your boss or the person that was in charge there. And it was near the end of the day anyway, earlier, late afternoon. I says, I want you to tell him you need to leave early. I don't care what you tell him, but you need to go. You need to leave right now. She goes, what? I says, and you're going to call me when you get outside. And she's like, oh my God. And she's like sweating and she's feeling, oh my God. So she goes, tells her boss. 20 minutes later, she rings me. And I said to her, one word, how do you feel? She's outside walking to her car. I said, how do you feel? She goes, fucking free. And I said, good. Feel that and stay in that feeling. Step out of that overwhelm. Turn your back to that overwhelm because, ladies, the freedom you feel when you turn back, and gentlemen, sorry, I speak to so many women, gorgeous men that I've got in here too. The moment you step away from your overwhelm and you turn around and you say, you know what? I'm done with you. You're actually saying, life's happening for me, baby. What's next? So then I told her to ring me at night before she goes to bed. But from that moment onwards, I said to her, I want you to just relax and just enjoy the night. Do what you love. Do whatever keeps you smiling. Nothing more. You don't want to cook? Get takeaway. I don't care. Do you. She's like, oh my God, I haven't done that in ages. I go, that's right. You're doing you tonight. So she rings me. She messages me 9 o'clock. Are you awake? I'm just going to bed. And I said, yes, yes, I'm awake. And I jumped on the phone with her. Not that I work late like that with all my clients, guys, but she was a special woman. I had to pull her reins back. She was always a go, go, go high flyer. And she had to bring herself back a little bit. And she rang me at 9 o'clock that night. And I said, right. I said, now when you go to bed, and this is something else I want you guys to all do as well. Now when you go to bed, I want you to just have beautiful thoughts of what you love and want in life. Not, okay, what am I going to do first thing tomorrow morning at work? What are you going to do? Because cause and effect doesn't stop working in you. It's a law. It's a universal law. It never stops. And when you go to sleep, it happens. So what you're thinking, you're creating. So when you go to bed with beautiful thoughts, guess what happens? You go to sleep with amazing things coming out. So then the next day when she went in, I said to her, the first thing that you remember is the first thing you're going to do on that list. And guess what? She finished everything on that list in that week by just remembering one at a time. And that's what overwhelm is, clarity and allowing yourselves to remember, study the universal law of relativity. It is what it is. Life's happening for me right now. This had to happen for me. It had to happen to get to the next step. It's like you're playing a game, a board game. You're in a movie, your own movie. Okay, pick a little man, go to the next step. But I haven't finished or taken care of that situation. Don't worry about it. It'll get taken care of. Go to the next step and move and just keep moving and just trust that God, the universe, whatever it is that you have faith in, I respect everything. Just trust it will get sorted. Because when we focus on not being sorted, guess what happens? That's what you're going to get in life. You don't have a great relationship. Guess what? You don't have one within yourself. That's why you're having money problems. Guess what? You don't have a great health. Guess what? It's all in here, beautiful people. It's all in here. And giving, Gordon, what you said, giving. When you give someone something, what does that do to you? puts you in a beautiful place, doesn't it? And some people know it and they don't know it, but they're manifesting and they don't know it. Gordon, I don't know if you were aware of all of this, but when you give the way you took care of your people, just like we did, we had a beautiful team of staff of 30 people back in Melbourne, and we gave. When you give, you feel so good. It's all about the feeling, the emotion, what you attract back, right? It's all about that right there. It's all about coming home. This is home right here. You all deserve to have an amazing health. You all deserve to have all the money in the world. You all deserve to have the best health ever. You all deserve it. It's your right. It's your right. We just don't know what we don't know, right? How do you know to change something or what you're doing wrong? That's the thing. People think they're doing something wrong. They're not. You just don't know how to move to that next step. So it is what it is. Life's happening for me right now, not to me, for me right now. Where to from here? And seriously, let it go. Let the feeling go. Let a day, 2 days, whatever you want to call it, and just watch what happens. And I would love you all to message me if something does. Tell me how you go with it, right? And I do work with lots of people from Be Connect. I have coached many people on here. You get a very big discount if you are from Be Connect and you do want to work with me. I don't normally pitch. I'm not pitching. I'm just saying because I just love helping people get their lives moving, going to where they really, really deserve to be. I just hate seeing people hurting or being challenged in life and they don't know how to change it. You know, that's all. And from me to you all, big hugs. And I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope it was valuable. And please, 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 just open your imagination. Even if you don't believe what I just said, that's okay. I never believed it either. Just open your imagination. You're all beautiful people. And even if you're successful right now, oh, I've coached people that are already successful. Mate, they have grown even more because we have two journeys, externally and internally. And if you don't get the internally right, guess what? The externally is aligned to it and it won't get right. Anyway, have a gorgeous day. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you. That was absolutely like brilliant and beautiful. I can't even put my words together. Does anyone have any questions moving on from that? Oh, I don't know how you did that, Lucia. So let me stop that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.